Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 0. We got the win in the end. We were saying before we started recording that, I mean, that was some uncomfortable viewing at times. I was shouting in my house. I honestly thought it was 1-1. I thought it was going to be a penalty. It just was really uncomfortable. Awful start. But the moments of quality shone through. Rashford stepped up to the plate. Martial been doing what he's been doing. Bruno in patches got involved and just made it happen in the end.
Mate, you said it there. It was the class shone through in moments, and it was moments that won us that game today because it was crap. What is it with these teams, man? Even when they've got nothing to play for, when we turn up, they seem to play like Brazil. The Palace 5 defeats in a row. They were garbage, but today they look like a decent team against us. What's it all about? Why did he do
it? Maybe that's a sign that we are actually on our way back because everyone's ready for the game to play us. No, they fear us again. They're playing hard.
It's a point, mate. We had to work our asses off for that today. We really did because Palace give it a go to the credit. They'll feel unlucky in terms of decisions. I thought both decisions were right myself. I still think it wasn't a penalty. I thought it was coming together and he did get a bit of the ball, so it wasn't clear and obvious.
First, he gets away with it.
I think so. It wasn't clear and obvious. And you know what? It's moments like that change games. Maybe it would have given us a kick up the arse that we needed because I think I tweeted it out at the drinks break. I went, right, seriously, I expect a little bit more from the play now.
For a drink as well.
Because I think Ollie, if he was watching what we were watching, was going to get right into him after that. Because you just said it then again, mate. What is it with this slow start crap at the moment? He's come out before the press. He come out at the press conference and said the fittest we've ever been. I'm like, I'm not seeing that, Ollie, mate. I'm really not seeing it. But you know what? We dug in. We defended well today, I thought, as a team. I thought Fosu Mensah did well for coming back for his first game.
How surprised was you to see him start?
Massively, considering Darlow's on the bench. Says it all for Darlow. Yeah, I think that pretty much nails Darlow's future at United. Because if he's on the bench and we've got Mensah, who's not played for this club for God knows what, 2 years now, 3 years.
He played for Palace sooner than he played for us.
Yeah, so for me, I think that nails down Darlow. But in terms of the game today, mate, the one thing that was exactly the same as the Southampton game was the performance. But the one thing that was different, we didn't lose any game changers in silly substitutions. I mean, he tried. Luckily, he tried to bring Lingard on for Greenwood. I was scratching my head at that one. I'm thinking straight away Lingard gets caught ball watching and Palace are in down his side. And he doesn't score your goals, does he? So I thought Greenwood probably should have stayed on the pitch. But Bruno stayed on, Pogba stayed on. I didn't think Bruno had his best game today by a mile. But when you've got game changes on the pitch, mate,
it proves what happens. Point, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, are you going to be celebrating that goal? Or are you going to be trying to pick out bad points of Bruno's performance in the game? Because I'll tell you, one thing you're going to remember is that nutmeg ball through to Marcus Rashford, who then lays it on a plate for Martial. Game over. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. The moments. You can go back and look at how many misplaced passes he made, because there was a few. I'm walking off there, I'm thinking 2-0, back in top 4, pretty much down to 3 teams now. Done what we had to do in a horrible game, like you said, to watch. But I thought it just showed today that Rashford was a class above today for me. He set up the move. He started it with some brilliant skill on the halfway line, carried it through. Bruno involved, as we just said then. Megs through to Martial, and them two are just absolutely lethal. They are carrying us in a way these last 2 games, Martial and Rashford, because Greenwood's gone off the boil. And everyone's saying beforehand about Rashford being the one that should be dropped out of the 3 when Sancho comes in and all this. Rashford's just stepped up again, as it does.
And that's why you can't really make those decisions. It's just you just don't make those decisions. You
don't, mate. We said it. We both agreed on it. I remember it well. You don't. Rashford's building his way back up again. And
well, actually, you said. I remember it was actually you who said he's going to come into form when we really need him. Don't you worry about that. And slowly but surely, that is actually coming to fruition. I mean, Martial has been the constant, to be fair to him. But where Rashford started quite slowly after lockdown, this is what you say. He's a confidence player. No problem. He's been out for a while. Don't change it, Ollie. Just keep him on the left. Keep playing him 90 minutes every game, and you'll get Marcus Rashford back.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. I'll take credit for that, mate. Thanks for that one. Yeah, no. But no, it's like you said though, because Bruno's had 2 off games now, and it was good today. Glenn Hoddle, I think it was Glenn Hoddle. Someone give him man of the match.
Yeah, but they gave it to him. Yeah, I think it's going on.
I was like, I mean, I love Bruno, and like I said, that's why I like him, because he keeps taking risks even when he's playing bad. But he wasn't man of the match today. It was Marcus Rashford by a mile for me. But I think in there, Rashford coming in now, and it was important that he has started to play well, because Bruno's been off for a couple of games, and it was good that we won a game without Bruno being the main man for me today. It just shows that, you know what, we've got other players if one drops out.
Can't rely on him all the time.
Yeah, we all know.
What did you think about the midfield situation? Obviously, Scott coming in. Look, we know Matic can't play 90 minutes of every single game. There's 3 games in 6 days. There's no point moaning about that. But in terms of a drop down in class in the position to what Matic does, the difference in styles, can Scott learn that role? Is it a learning process? Did you think there was a big difference when Matic came on the pitch? How do you see that?
Yeah, you talked about it before we came on about Matic making a difference there for the short time he was on. I didn't think Scott was horrendous. I mean, he didn't do anything particularly bad, but he hasn't got the calming touch like a Matic has. I mean, we spoke about it then. Matic nearly dropped us right in it the first thing he did. Dilly-dallying.
I don't know why he thought he had time. Well, he did have a lot of time, but then he wanted even more time than a lot of time.
There was an obvious ball on, but like I said, these are the little moments that seem to be tripping us up, because the rest of his game was good.
Yeah,
I thought he was calming, and then we just controlled the game all the way through. Even with 11 minutes of injury time, he wasn't worried. And that's
De Gea, to be fair, Zaha was through towards that before that 11 minutes was about to start, and it could have been an uncomfortable 11 minutes if De Gea. He's faced a lot of criticism recently. Some decent, a lot of comfortable saves for him. Looked a lot better than they were, but he was at it with no mistakes and just doing what he needed to do. Especially that last one for Zaha, he got down really quickly for that.
Simply, mate, like I said before, if these players just play to their normal potential, then we've got no worries at all. De Gea doing what De Gea does. How Crystal Palace had that many shots on goal was just ridiculous.
That shows how bad we played, didn't it?
It was. That showed exactly how bad we were in the game in terms of how lackadaisical we was. We invited them on for some strange reason. We just keep going deeper and deeper. When we've got that first goal, and all of a sudden it was like the old United where we was thinking, right, we've got the goal now. We'll just prey on that counter-attack. And the counter-attack worked, but it just seemed to be like that's all we were doing. We weren't
another game where we just wasn't in control really from start. Well, not from start to finish, because that was Southampton. At least this one after 2-0, we were in control. But up until that point, there just wasn't any real control like there has been in previous games.
No, there wasn't, mate. I think the nerves are kicking in big time now. You can feel it. You really can. I'm starting to worry a little bit more than what I was. I thought that, and I said it way before, and everyone will vouch for what I said, that before lockdown, before we came back into Project Restart, that this scenario suited Manchester United down to the ground. No pressure, no fans on these away days. And it's shone. For the first few games, it's been like that. But ever since that moment when, you know what, the pressure's on now, and we are there in the top 4, we're sort of nearly at our target, as poor as that sounds for United, top 4, but we're nearly at our target now. And now, straight away, as soon as we're in striking distance, the pressure just starts to come on, and I'm seeing little cracks in the armour all the way through, and we are sort of, you can see us we're starting to blow out of our arse at the end of a marathon, mate, aren't we? That's what it looks like. It looks like we're at the end.
I mean, that's crazy, because they shouldn't be like, Ollie said that they're really fit. It's the fittest they've seen.
I think it's just
they shouldn't be
the right things, isn't it?
They've had months off. Who was your man of the match, Adam?
Oh, it's by a mile. It's Marcus Rashford tonight, man of the match. It really is. And a quick note there on how United need to start next season. If you count the last 12 games in the Premier League, United are top of the league, which says it all. So there's nearly a third of a season. If we start the start of a season and get into the top 4, I think we can handle that pressure better being in there. We're awful at chasing.
Up from early. That's what puts the pressure on. We were playing catch up after about 4 games.
We are not good. We are not good at chasing. But when we're in there, like we was for that season when Mourinho was at second, we got a really good start. We can maintain it. We can stay there and look at other competitions as well. But it's key that we got to carry this form on into next season. Now, 2 more games, mate. 2 wins. That's all it's going to take. That is all it's going to take. There is a scenario. There's a scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a scenario there. So I think Robbie Savage just put it up there that if certain results go one way, Leicester and United could both draw on the last day and get in the top 4. So it would be funny. It's just all. It just so happens that we've got to play Chelsea and Leicester yet this season, doesn't it? But they're the games I'd rather be playing right now, mate.
It's exciting. That's what we want as United fans. I mean, just to finish off, Adam, are you bothered about the? I don't know. Obviously, you're bothered. It's an FA Cup semi-final, but we all know what the more important goal is in terms of Champions League football. Would you try and make changes for that? Would you just see who's fit? Would you tweak it, or would you just go with the strongest team again and go for it?
I think he's going to change it, mate. I really do, because I think he's got to have one eye on that Leicester game in a couple of weeks now. That's what he's going to come down.
And the West Ham soon after that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident we're going to take West Ham down. It's that Leicester game, innit? I think there may be 3 or 4 changes. Maybe I think we'll see Igalo against Chelsea. I think we may even see Dan James. I just don't think it's going to be a good game to watch, the Chelsea one, because they're in exactly the same boat as us, and it's going to be
it's really interesting to see. You can all kind of do without this semi-final, but at the same time, with Man United, it's a semi-final, and when you're at Wembley, I don't care if there's fans or no fans, you go for that trophy.
You deal with it and you get on with it. Yeah, exactly
we just have to go for it all. There's 3 games left in all of it. Well, there could be 4, if we get to the final. And then obviously Europa League after that. But you just go for it, because, I mean, the confidence that could bring this team in Ollie's first full season to win the FA Cup would be massive.
Oh, mate, it would be. To get top 4 and get a trophy. And then everyone's just like, then you'll be looking like, well, that's definitely Ole. Even Saeed won't be able to say anything against Ole then, because we'll be back where we should be. We've got the money to invest because we've got the guarantee of Champions League money. We can go out and get the better players, and everything's looking a lot more rosier. It's just going to be one hell of a 2-week spell, mate. It really is. Mate, I'm wrecked now. I just did it before and after. I just screenshot myself before and after the game, and mate, in the middle of the game, I don't know. I just transform into this crazed.
Mate, I've been next to you at many a game. I know this. You transform into a completely different person.
Oh, mate, no, I know, mate. It's crazy.
The one I remember most actually was Everton, when you just turned into this crazy guy. But that's for another YouTube show where we do the life and life of Flex and Adam at the game. See you in the player games, bro.
See you in a bit, mate.